Yo guys, only me. So, some of you know me, some of you don't. My name's Terry. I'm the owner of Rutland Tree Services. I've done this for 22 years commercially, domestically, covering many different aspects of the industry. Right from when I was 19 years old, I'm now 42. It's 23 years altogether. I've been running my own company for a year. So I noticed there's lots of channels out there. Tell you this, tell you that. Lots of them are sponsored. Some are hobbyists. Lots of them got their business bought from by mummy and daddy, and they're spoiled. And they tell you to buy all this Gucci gear, and none of us can really afford it. And they're all sponsored hobbyists, fucking professional beggars. So I'm the real McCoy. I do it the old way. I don't disagree with the new way. SRT is fucking fantastic, and I'm still yet to learn it in and out, but I'm getting there. Don't get complacent, but you should learn the old way. It's fundamentals. Yeah, so let's say you zigzag brakes on site. Have you got any Prussik cord to still get the job done? Or are you going home because your fancy shit's broke? So anyway, I can still climb on two ends of the rope. Prussiks, sometimes I use a zigzag. You know, I'm a bit scared of lock jags and things like that. I've been in 10-foot speed fall because the toggle got stuck between me and a branch. This is what you're used to. I was trained my way, so I climb my way. That's the way I feel safest. It's kept me safe for 23 years, so I'm not going to change now. I do adapt into certain things, but anyway, enough. This program, I show you how to tie Prussik, because I get loads of people that don't know how to tie them, and they buy them whipped ones and stitched ones and spliced ones. It costs you a fortune. There's no need for it. So this is an old one. This is where a serial number in. So when your serial number, I don't know if you can see that. In your serial number, I normally a bit of insulation tape or black shrink tube. Put that on first, and then that's got the manufacturer and the model that it is. So Yale manufacturer, Billgate, the type that it is, and then I've got 10mm, which is what it is in diameter, dash 0.5mm, which is what it is in the loop. Once it's tied with a fisherman's, but you don't need to write that. And then the serial number is I made it. So my initials, TE, Terry Rutland Earl, TE. Not the end user, the person that made it, it should be. Yeah. And then I just put the date, because the date never goes backwards, it only ever goes forwards. So you can't get a serial number wrong. If you put 001, 002, 003, 004, lots of you like 007, it's going to repeat itself loads of times. You're going to fuck your numbers up. If something goes wrong, it looks like you put something back in service when it shouldn't be in service because it's been decommissioned in the past. So the date, and then how many you do in a day. So that's got the date when that was made, -2. So -1, -2, -3, depending on how many I'm going to make in a day. So that's Bale Yulgate. And this one, I'm going to climb Cyrus, Fibrous Cyrus. This is 8mm. And the way you do it is I always carry this in the bag, about 10 metres worth. So it runs low, and I get another 10 metres worth. And depending on what I want to buy at the time, what's cheapest at the time is what I buy. But remember, if you climb on a certain diameter rope, the Prussik cordage, the friction hitch must be smaller in order to create a bite. The old Blake's hitch is proof of that. We used to climb on a 3-knot system, and a Blake's hitch split tail, and it tends to slide if it's the same diameter. So, and it doesn't like bite onto it as much. So a little bit smaller. So if you're on a 12.7 13mm rope, then go with a 10mm or 8mm. If you're on a 10mm rope, 11.5mm climbing line, then go with a 10mm or an 8mm. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm new to presenting, by the way. So let's see how it goes. Yeah. So the first things first is a lot of people, they tie these knots and they get them the wrong way round. Yeah. See how symmetrical that is, how it fits into each other there. Some people tie it with a knot the opposite way, so this line ends up being that way. Yeah, it's not going to do anything wrong, but it's just crap. Yeah, so first things first is create the loop. So create the loop. Doesn't matter how big this loop is at the moment. You want about that much to tie. If it's thicker diameter, a little bit longer. You bring it in, round the back on itself. You see how it goes back on itself? Yeah, so if I'm going round, it's going round in a circle. It's coming round in a circle, it's chasing the circle. Yeah, this one is chasing this circle. So you just go in and then back on itself. and then that creates an X. An X there. See the X? Creates an X. So go through the X. Don't want this massively long. Yeah, so work the knot up it. I would think 3 centimeters, guys. 3 centimeters is what that should be. A Lola examiner will fail it for any less, and it will go less on tightening. So that knot's in place. Very small Prussik. So make the next Prussik the size that you want. The easiest way of doing that is when you make Prussiks how you want. Just follow it. Bear in mind, this one needs to be a little bit shorter because that one's a thicker diameter. So a little bit shorter, and then you want about the same again, about that much. We're going to cut that off. So in the field, normally I do this with a hot knife. In the field, always carry a bit of insulation tape in your bag. Wrap the insulation tape nice and tight. A little bit that way. Back on itself. Pull it tight, snap it off. It's easy, isn't it? Easy. A knife. This knife is not the best one. It's a rope knife for climbing. I've got a couple. I've got one with whistle. It's the best one. You see, it's serrated. It's going to rip it. If you're cutting in an emergency, it's going to rip it. So you just use this bit to cut backwards and forwards to create friction, the heat and the friction. Something solid in the middle. You see that? Job's good, like that. Lovely knife. Take a lighter and just the end just a little bit. Don't breathe in the plastic, it's bad for you, it's toxic. Yeah, just burn it a little bit. That's in the field. Yeah, milk that bit off as well. At home, which I am at home, I'm showing you the field option. I'll get the hot knife out, plug it in, put the extension in, I'll come outside so I don't breathe in the gases indoors. Cut it with a hot knife, it's lovely. Yeah. So it's the same way. So when I tied that one, it was that way. So now turn it round because I'm right-handed. So both ways was tied with the right. When you try and tie this one that way, that's when you come out with a knot, not symmetrical. So tie it. Remember, I pull it in towards me first. You can go out the other way, but just remember which way you go out, so which way you're gonna do it the other way. I find it more comfortable going through, back towards me. There, yeah. So through, back towards me, create the X, and then through the X. Yeah. 3 centimeters tail. Pull the knot nice and tight, which means working it. Because you tie a knot, you dress it and you set it. Every knot you tie. Just tie, set and dress. TSD, not LSD. TSD, tie, set and dress. So work it. And you pull them both together. Now if he's going to put shrink wrap on, before I tied that, I would have put a shrink wrap would be dangling down here, and then put the insulation tape on there, and then shrink from, label it, and then shrink wrap it. To tighten these, to set it, just put the foot on that, pull it. Make sure you got the right length before you do that, because that becomes a bitch to undo. So that's it, you see it there? I'm going to be anal about it. I will serial with these, but if you don't like little dangly bits. I find as well, it's just like, it's a little bit of common sense, is I label everything, or I carry green insulation tape in my bag, in my kit bag, because green is go, traffic light. Green is go, isn't it? Yeah, it's very simple, easy. So if green's go, red is don't go. So when I decommission something, but I might recycle it. So say if I've got a lanyard, it's, I don't know, I've got a climbing line that's 37 metres long, 40 metres long, and I cut it mid-line, then I'll red tape it and put it away. So everybody that I work with knows if there's red tape on, say, not to use it. Then I'll cut it down to size and make, I don't know, a couple of lanyards out of it. Now I can put it back in service because I've made it safe again, because I've got rid of the hazard. Yeah. So I'm not trying to tell old people how to suck eggs. Believe it or not, I've trained a lot of people over 23 years, and some of the questions I get asked, fucking, I don't know how many people you've worked with, but you've got to cater everybody, yeah? So there's a Prussik made. And it's a little bit shorter than that one, because this is a thicker diameter, so when I tie that, it'll probably be exactly the way I want it. This is going to be a long video. That's one. This one's not been cut to size, so to make that, remember, oop, in, around, back on itself, through the X. It's a fisherman's knot. So when we tie both of them, it's called a double fisherman's knot, because there's two of them. It's double, so you can look at this. I'll put a link on it. I think it's Grog's knots or Greg's knots. Brilliant. You learn all that from, it's animated. Don't need to do it. So make that a little bit shorter than the other one, because when I pull them together, it'll open it up. Once again, about that much insulation tape. Really, it's bank holiday, Sunday, alright? I can think of 1,010 things better to do with my time, but I'm making videos. I'm doing a charity press-up challenge as well. 100 a day press-up challenge for cancer research. If anyone wants to find me on Facebook and donate to the cause, it's a good cause. I'm not out to try and make a name for myself, be famous, not out for the sponsorships, just out to keep the fundamentals alive, show you the old ways, along with some new ways. Show you how I really do it, because we're not all really totally athletic or speed climbers and whatnot. We do it for a living because we love what we do, and I'm a down-to-earth person, so here I am teaching you how to do down-to-earth stuff to keep you going. But yeah, forget all these other fucking knob jockeys. Oh shit, did I say that? Sorry guys. No thanks. Fucking snowflakes. Alright. Got an old kitchen that I've works best. Yeah, so it's a nice clean cut for a field. Hot knife it later. And then round and in, back on itself, through the cross, and twist that out 3 centimeters, roughly 3 centimeters. Your loader examiner will fail your kit. I know, because I'm a loader examiner. Yeah. Voila. And then tied, dressed, all nice and neatly, set. Round. A serial number is a serial number. I just showed you at the beginning, which I'll show you again, how I normally do it with insulation tape. And shrink wrap. Not everyone's got a shrink wrap, but trust me, sometimes the suppliers could be out of it. You're trying to call them up, ring around loads of different suppliers, you can't get hold of it, so they run out, whatever. Yeah. A marker pen will do. Your weekly Lola examination sheet will have what you've just put it down as. If it rubs off, remark it, keep remarking it until you decommission it. Roughly the same size. Look at that, just like magic. Yeah. 2 Prussik loops, ready to go. That's it. So that's what I'll show you. For those that find my video boring and just started watching or scrolling and missed this bit, Yale, Ilgate, what it is, Silver Streak, whatever it's going to be, or your Marlow Gecko, whatever. And then once you put a manufacturer, the kind that it is, you put the diameter, how long it is, and a serial number. The person that tied it, or made the system, their initials, the date, stroke, 1 item, stroke 2 items, stroke 3 items, how many items you're going to make in a day. Yeah, that's the best way to see who or. So I hope that was a help. And, yeah, I'll see you out there. I'm going to keep posting because I know it pisses the trolls off. Some of you will be grateful for it, some of you find me entertaining. But above all, it pisses the trolls off. Love you, trolls. Fucking eat that.